What is this already? I can't speak. Hello, my sunflowers. It's not every day, I know. Wait, yes it is, literally. I was gonna say, it's not every day that, like, you know, you see me wearing this kind of stuff when just talking my head off, you guys, and hearing me. Anyways, about the fit, I'm way too excited for this. So I was actually just trying all of this on for the first time together because I am going to my first ever fantasy ball very, very, very soon. I'm terrified, but I'm excited, but I am absolutely terrified. But I will be going to the Enchanted Kingdom Ball in South Bend, Indiana. Oh, it's coming up very fast, but I am super, super, super excited. It's my first ball, and this is what the look is going to be looking like, kinda. We're missing a bunch of accessories and dramatic makeup, hair, all kinds of stuff. But anyways, moving on. So as always, I hope you all are very, very, very much prepared for me to just talk and talk and talk even more. Hopefully this video isn't as long as the previous one because we don't have that much to talk about, but knowing the odds, I'm gonna just go on and on and on like how I am now. But anyways, welcome to another Get to Know My Characters video. So within the past like month alone, no, 2 months, we have welcomed about 15 new characters to these crazy universes. So we are going to be talking about those characters. I'm going to be letting you guys know a bunch of things about them, and at the end I'm going to be talking to you guys about the universes a ton of my characters are from. And very soon I will be doing a Q&A about my characters specifically, so hopefully that'll answer a lot of questions anybody may have for any of my characters that have been seen on camera. And also keep in mind, I might forget some things. I might forget some characters. It's not because I don't care about them, it's because you guys know how many characters I gotta keep up with every day? We have now almost like 60 characters. And it has gotten the list has gotten so wide to the point where I don't have my tablet or my notebook anymore. I have to lay out my entire computer with this giant freaking spreadsheet. That's how much there is. Anyways, I have now been talking for way too long. Let's see who's first on the list. So first, gosh, there's so much to talk about. My head can't wrap around just like one thing that we gotta talk about. Keep in mind too, if I'm talking about a character, my brain might immediately skip on and talk about another character, or like go here, 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 here. So let's see who can keep up. So first we are going to be talking about Thanesia, the Magic Keeper. I absolutely love her look. She is so pretty. I love I don't know, her makeup is so simple. And the way that she is designed is so simple yet so elegant at the same time. So Thasesia's color schemes are purple, white, and gold. To me, she looks very much goddess-like, but she's not a goddess at all. Her story is actually pretty interesting. I really want to show like a teaser or some kind of sort. Well, I kind of did a little bit in a short, but I didn't like elaborate on it a lot because again it's just a short. But she is the Magic Keeper in a certain universe. Again, I will talk about the universes at the end because that way I can talk about the multiple characters that are within those realms and universes, so it's easier to keep up with. But anyway, she is the Magic Keeper, and the magic that we are talking about is the magic of the entire world that she lives in. So all the magic of this world is held within a single flower. That flower can be picked, it can be moved, it can be replanted. The one thing it can't do is regrow. So once it's destroyed, it cannot regrow. Therefore, the magic cannot regrow with it. So overall, her job is to not only keep her own magic with her, but it's also I'm already trying to say a million things at the same time. Not only is she trying to keep her own magic safe, she's also trying to keep the magic of her entire world safe from whether it be human hunters, a royal court, anything like that. All these stories could go a million different ways, and I do portray them a million ways because it just makes things so much more exciting. It shows all these different probabilities, because even if you swap these characters with these stories, you're going to get something completely different, and that's why I love telling different stories with the same characters. Anyways, so there's not really a label for Thanesia. I just call her the Magic Keeper. She can be called a fae. People can call her a goddess if they want, a fairy, an enchantress, so on and so forth. At first, Thanesia was actually supposed to be a prophet, but then I was like, there's something different with this character by the way she looks, by the way she feels, by the way she moves. And so we ended up switching it to the Magic Keeper. And I love that a lot more because it really fits her. It fits her dynamic. It fits her energy. It fits her power, everything like that. And Thanesia is a very, very, very gentle character. She doesn't really have a vicious bone in her body unless that magic flower is in danger, or if her or her people are in danger. So yeah, we're still unraveling a bunch of stuff with her. I am going to be hanging out with her a lot more soon, only because I've honestly only hung out with her once. And even then, by being with her for the first time, we were able to kind of sculpt out this not only story, but a really, really beautiful character. And she's so simple, but again, she's so pretty, and I love it. And I just love her colors. The way her dress lays out, the jewelry, her makeup again is so pretty, and I love her so much. Is there anything else I need to say about Thanesia? No. But anyways, that is Thanesia, the Magic Keeper. Alrighty, next we have, I love this character. She is very freaking strange, but I love her. We're gonna talk about Thanesia the Ram. I don't really have any other subnames for her besides just Ram, because like, you can only have so many fairies, so many enchantresses, so many witches, so many queens, so on and so forth. And so I've wanted to really create these characters that are based on animals. But there's so much more to them than like the actual animal. Because like the way that Thanesia is portrayed as a ram is not the same type of ram we would see in our human reality, real life things. So she's not that. Anyways. Thanesia, I think, is very, very unique. The way that she looks is just really interesting. Specifically, her pink markings, her pink makeup. It's very, very unique. That's really all I can say about her makeup. It is so pretty. It is so unique. And I just absolutely love it. The platinum hair with the beautiful gold horns, the white eyes, what color is that? Like off-white, the corset and the dress all fits together so perfectly. I've hung out with her now twice, and I just think she's so unique and she is so pretty. She's a very, very, probably one of the most gentle and loving characters that I actually have on hand. My favorite video that I have with her so far is one of the ways that I tell this story called, I almost said something. I'll tell you why I couldn't figure it out for a minute later on in a little bit. Anyways, Silent Arrow. The Silent Arrow is a short story thing that I really want to elaborate on down in the future because it's really interesting, and it's kind of one of those stories where any character can be within this story. But I think I will give it to Thanesia because I just really think she deserves that kind of screen time. There's not too much to Thanesia right now, only because we're still trying to buckle down exactly who and what she is, what her purpose is, and everything like that. And the Silent Arrow is kind of just one telling for her, one story for her. But overall, she's very much like a very cozy guardian. She protects those who need her help. She's very, very selfless. She's very, very independent. Yeah, overall, she's a really, really great comfort character. And I love her design. She's really, really pretty. And I really love hanging out with her. And we're still getting to know her. And I love her. But I am really excited to elaborate on the Silent Arrow because, like I've talked about the Silent Arrow before, is that there are many, many different ways to tell this story. And I'm very tempted to tell it in like 4 different ways because they're all really interesting. And they're not like fully connected to each other at all because again it's just like retellings, but I can't decide which one is my favorite and which one I want to keep, so I'm really excited to tell that story because again it's pretty cool. But yeah, that is Thanesia the Ram. All right, next. Oh, that's perfect. I lined these two up perfectly. We are going to talk about a huge fan favorite. She has only been here for a very short amount of time, but people absolutely love her. She is one of my most badass characters. We're going to talk about Azaren, the Fey Huntress. So Azaren is the main character of these tellings of the Silent Arrow. I can't tell you if she's an antagonist, a protagonist. I can't really say exactly what she is because again, there's so many retellings of this story and I love every single one of them. Oh my gosh, there is so much to say about this girl. Some people are, well, not some, a lot of people are confused because they're like, okay, you've shown her with Silva, you've shown her with RaCaelia, you've shown her with Thanesia. I think you guys have seen her with Thanesia. Yes, you guys have seen her with Thanesia. Anyways, so I just really, really like pairing her up with different like magical characters because she's a Fae huntress. So it's like, it'd be really cool to see her interact with different characters and how she would interact with them. Sometimes she's humorous, sometimes she's sarcastic, sometimes she's actually trying to kill these characters. Sometimes she is being forced to kill these characters but doesn't want to because it's truly against her morals, but she is bound by a law or by blood that she has to commit to this action of killing magical folk and everything like that. But there's so much to say. I don't know what I should say. I don't want to spoil the Silent Arrow, but I can also go ahead and say this. There is another story that she has that is pretty cool. It's completely different, and I'll go ahead and say the name of it because I feel like I just can't speak on much without spoiling anything that I have going on. But we have a story in the works called Double Bound, and I'm really, really excited for that one. I think that one is my most like anticipated like short story thing to tell you guys. Double Bound is pretty interesting. It involves Azaren, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. But a lot of people are really curious on this story and with Azaren, like what her purpose is, how this happened, is she good, is she bad? And so I'm really excited to elaborate on that specifically with Double Bound, because Double Bound can also be connected to any tellings of the Silent Arrow, which I'm really excited for. But Azaren is super, super cool. I love her outfit. I love how simple but yet really weird her makeup is, because her eye makeup is purple but her eyes are blue. I love just how natural her hair is. Her corset with her halter is really cool, and her and her bow and arrow skills are so freaking cool. I love her so much. She is absolutely badass, and she's just so freaking cool. But I cannot wait to tell you guys more about the Silent Arrow and Double Bound because I just think it's really cool. But yeah, next we have oh, I lined these all up perfectly. Alrighty, we are going to talk about my Sunflower Fae warrior, RaCaelia. Now, in case anyone has not caught on, yes, RaCaelia is spelled with my name in it on purpose, and it's because we all know how much sunflowers mean to me and what they stand for when it comes to my community and everything like that. So it was only fit to finally put together a sunflower warrior. Not a princess, not a queen, a freaking warrior. I love her armor, her headpiece I made by myself. Absolutely love it. Her armor, the painting and the designing I did by myself. I did not form that thing. I am not that talented. But anyways, I absolutely love RaCaelia. She's so pretty. I love the sunflowers. I love everything about her. She's so freaking pretty. I love the fact that she doesn't have any like colored eyes or anything like that, because the brown eyes really goes well because, you know, sunflowers, brown, gold, a little bit of orange, green. It all just goes really well together, okay? So we have only hung out with RaCaelia once, but just by hanging out with her once, she's already so freaking perfect. I don't think anything of her is going to be changing, because like her makeup, I wanted it to be a lot more detailed, but then that would have really clashed really hard with how vibrant and beautiful not only the headpiece is, but the armor as well. And so I love how simple her makeup is. I love how simple her hair is. I love everything about the way that she looks, and it's absolutely perfect. And having a sunflower warrior was always on the roster. It has been for about over a year, and so to finally bring her to life was just, I don't know, it was just like a little dream come true for inner child me, and I love her so much. But I love pairing RaCaelia up with Azaren because it just makes sense. We have a Fae warrior, and then we have a Fae huntress, and the Fae warrior is over here trying to protect herself and her world and everything magic, and then you have the Fae huntress who is trying to get rid of that. And I love it so much. The dynamic between them is so great. We can either play them off as they're serious enemies or trying to, you know, each other, or they're humorous with each other, or they're sisters, or like whatever it may be. And so I absolutely love that. I don't know who I would ever pair up with RaCaelia in the future, but I do want to experiment having her meet other characters, because I think that could be really, really interesting. We need to go back to Azaren real quick. I told you guys I would do this. And then we'll go back to RaCaelia. Something that I didn't mention about Azaren, because again, I've already told so many different stories with her that are all different, that there's a lot to keep up with. We're going to talk about the short with her and Thanesia, where she has she shoots an arrow at Thanesia and then it reveals her magical self. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but there was a short that I made with Mist, and it was just Mist. There was no other side character or anything. She was being put face to face with a hunter. Excuse me. And that hunter shot an arrow at her, and when she caught it, she transformed into Mist, from being human to Mist. Anyways, so that's pretty much what we're talking about too in that short, is that there is a little thing that I give Azaren, and again, she's a Fae huntress, but what's funny and kind of hypocritical is that she has these arrows that reveal magic. Not necessarily that they use magic, but they can reveal magic. So when she fires these arrows at people that she suspects are like magical Fae people, then it reveals their identity. And a lot of people are like, so what if she shoots it at someone and it's just a normal person? It's just a normal person. It just kind of like just bounces off. Like imagine you have an arrow, but at the top, there's no like pointy part. It's just a flat head. It's an unsharpened pencil. So it just bounces off. That's the best way that I can describe that. But whereas when shooting at a like magical creature person, it still bounces off, but it like, how do you explain this? It hits them, but like creates like this ripple effect across their body and shows their true forms when it comes to being magical and stuff like that. The way I'm speaking is absolutely ridiculous. I'm trying my best. I had no intention of talking today, but here I am. Anyways, back to RaCaelia. I don't really know what else to say about RaCaelia. I love her. She's so sweet. She's so bubbly, but she's also very serious and very protective, and she's so magical, and I don't know. A cozy warrior is just absolutely perfect, and I love her so much. But yeah, that is RaCaelia, the Sunflower Fae warrior. Alrighty, next we're going to talk about Amethyst, the sorceress. I haven't shown too many stories with her because we're still experimenting with her and we're still figuring out what she wants to wear. She has already chosen another outfit that she wants to experiment with next time she wants to show her face around here. There is honestly not much to her. There's not really a story for her. She's just kind of like one of those characters who can either be good or bad, or just straight up mischievous and just raises hell everywhere she goes. When it comes to sorcerers, I really love doing those kind of like skits and stories where they're tricking people and they use their magic to trick people, so on and so forth. So I really like that short that I showed with her who is disguised as a royal counselor, and then she's with the queen and then uses her magic to essentially kidnap the queen, put her in a mirror and keep her trapped there, and takes away her crown. I like that story because without the queen having her crown, she's stuck in this mirror, but if she had her crown, then she wouldn't be stuck in it. But Amethyst took it. Anyways, Amethyst I kind of see more as being a very, very sarcastic villain. Like, she knows what she's doing. She may do it wrong, but it's funny in the process. Yeah, there's not too much to her. I think I just need to hang out with her again to kind of like really buckle down on her. But again, the best way I can describe her is just a very, very mischievous, sarcastic, humorous villain. And I think that fits perfect. Her color scheme will always be purple because, I don't know, a purple sorceress who's named Amethyst is perfect. And Amethyst is one of my all-time favorite crystals, so it all just fit together perfectly. Is there anything I need to cover about her? I don't think so. But yeah, that is Amethyst, the sorceress. That is Amethyst, the sorceress. Alrighty, next we have Osonia, the Reaper. My girl needs a touch-up, okay? She agrees with this. we talked about this for a long time. Her look is not 100% there at all. I do not like that sparkly dress on her, and she doesn't like it either. So we are working on her look a lot more. We're working on the hair, we're working on the makeup, we are working on the dress, we're working on everything. So that was a huge trial run. But overall, her being the Reaper, there's a difference between specifically like her, the Reaper, versus like the Keeper of the Underworld or the Keeper of Hell. The first person we would associate that to is Lanira. They are completely different. How I view Osonia is that she's the one who essentially determines when it's someone's time to go, and she brings them to death. However, Lanira traps them in it and essentially makes them succumb to like hell and fire and fury, but only to those who are like pure evil souls. Osonia can be really comfy sometimes. I haven't shown too much with her when it comes to this like really nice side, but she can also be really lovey, very comforting when it comes to bringing people over and being like, hey, it's time to go. So she's not all scary. It's kind of like one of those things where you may see something scary, but in reality, if you take the minute to like get to know them, they're very comforting and very soft and very loving, and it's just, I don't know, I love those kind of character dynamics. So I'm really excited to show you guys her like lovey side versus her very like, I'm gonna kick your ass side. You know what I mean? I really love that video with her and Amethyst, how Amethyst tries to lure in a human and play a trick on them with her magic, only for that person to end up being Osonia, and her being like, hey, you're an idiot, but I really like the idea of Osonia. But while I'm here, I may as well go ahead and say something, only because I don't know how long it's going to be until we show this. But this has been in the works for a long time. Speaking of Lanira, there was a short that I did with her where she welcomes a kid and she keeps the kid spirit angel as her daughter. I feel so weird talking about this because, yeah. Anyways, spoiler alert, Osonia will end up being Lanira's child. We are not going to ask how a human spirit ends up turning into the Reaper. I know how it works. We will discuss it later on when Lanira decides to show her face. She has not been showing her face because humans have been absolutely irritating the living dead crap out of her. So she will be showing her face eventually. I'm not trying to convince her, or else she'll kick my butt. But yeah, spoiler alert, Osonia is Lanira's daughter. So I'm really excited to show you guys their dynamic and show you guys how they work, because I really like showing the whole like mother-daughter type of relationships, because it's really comforting and it's really pretty, and a lot of the times it's really freaking badass. So I like to think. But yeah, I cannot wait to show you guys more of Osonia, especially when she figures out what she wants to wear and how she wants to look for sure. So I'm really excited for you guys to see her later on down the line. Now I know the struggle that Giselle and Enchanted goes through with that big old wedding dress. Anyways, alrighty, next one. Oh, we're going to talk about Lithienne, the Celestial. So Lithienne was first shown in my teaser for the Wanted Dimension Drifter. And essentially what she is she belongs in this realm full of gods specifically. And each of these gods have different roles. We'll talk about it later on. And she is essentially the keeper of stars. And so she keeps the stars aligned. She makes sure that they work together and that they're... she just keeps them in line, okay? She avoids any fights. She makes sure that everything's going smoothly, so on and so forth. And yes, that means that there will be characters coming down the line that are stars, or that are inspired by constellations, or that are constellations, so on and so forth. And so I really can't wait to show you guys how the Keeper of Stars interacts with her stars. There's a lot of drama stories. There's a lot of like comfort stories, like all kinds of stuff. So I'm really excited to elaborate on that down the line. But Lithienne is a very, very strong, very serious character. And that's just because she really wants to ensure that everything just stays right. We've only seen a couple of shorts from her so far, but overall I love her design. I love the orange markings that go from her chest up to her face. The gold leafy crown is so, so pretty. The vibrant, very vibrant red hair worked out so well with the gold dress and the red corset. It just all worked out so freaking perfectly. She is also one of those goddesses or celestials, you could say. It's all the same thing in my brain. She is one of those celestials where she kind of has a hate relationship with humans, just because she's one of those characters where she's just like, humans are freaking stupid. Hello? Anyways, I don't know if you guys heard that. Anyways, it's kind of like one of those things where she just despises humans because she like can see what humans are doing, can hear what humans are doing, and it's kind of just like she wants nothing to do with them. But when it comes to her fellow celestials and her stars, she's very protective, very serious, and she's very much a very, very strong leader. I do not think her look will be changing at all. If anything, maybe she'll want to experiment with like new clothing and stuff like that. But overall, she's very content. She is absolutely amazing, and I just think she's really cool, and I feel really powerful when I hang out with her. So I cannot wait to show you guys more of her down the line, because I think she's really cool. And the whole thing with the stars and the other celestials that I have on my roster, I'm so excited to show you guys. So stay tuned for that. But that is Lithienne. All right, next we have, why did I order those so weirdly? That's so stupid. Anyways, so next we are going to talk about, that was weird. Okay, next we're going to talk about Thanesia. Thanesia is the Crystal Keeper. I've so far only showed you guys one short. I just showed another video on TikTok. But anyways, Thanesia is the pink, very pink Crystal Keeper. I'll be completely honest. She loves everything about herself. I, however, cannot stand the color pink on myself. She's just very pink. I don't know if she'll end up wanting to change anything down the line. I would really appreciate if she did, just because that's a lot of pink, and her creator doesn't really like pink on herself. But she looks great, especially for that being her first time coming to life, and I'm not giving her a hard time for that at all. But with her being the Crystal Keeper, I like to associate a certain crystal to her, even though she's essentially all the crystals combined, and she is one. But I mostly associate either clear quartz or rose quartz with her. Both of those work perfectly. So essentially her job is to ensure that all the crystals in her universe stay safe. And with each of these different crystals that she has, they're all different types. Each of them has a certain ability or a certain thing that they stand for. So she just makes sure that everything stays together, and she can use the power of all these crystals. With the first short that I showed you guys with another character I'll talk about afterwards, is that her little crown, the crystals in her crown, change color to symbolize all the different crystals she takes care of. And which also means maybe down the line we will end up seeing more characters that are inspired or based on crystals, and they all have different abilities, they have all different personalities and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm really excited for that, because I love crystals. I don't know if anyone here knows that, but I love crystals. Thanesia, there's not too much with her right now, because again, she is very, very brand new, and she's getting used to a lot of things. So there's not too much we have for her right now, but we're going to talk about someone else who she is technically paired with. We're going to talk about Saphielle, the dark crystal, and she is one of the very first crystal variants that we have. But what's weird is I would actually associate a crystal that probably doesn't exist. I'm going to double check with that. I didn't get my answer. So I would actually associate Saphielle with something I would call fire onyx. Don't know how to necessarily explain that, but that's just what's always stuck with her since she came to life. And she looks freaking awesome. I don't know what it is. She looks very strange, but like the good type of strange. Like she looks very different. I love the silver coloring for her, and the the very silver-ish eyes. And I love the headpiece that she wears because there's a citrine crystal in the middle of it. But when she ignites her powers, it turns red and black. At first, her color scheme was supposed to be red and black, but then that would have clashed with a different new character that we have that hasn't been seen just yet, I think, as I film this. So I didn't want their two looks to clash, but the gray, the silver, all of that worked out freaking perfectly, and she's very cool. She is definitely more of a menacing, very dangerous character. Do I spoil this now? Or maybe it's already obvious. So in a lot of shorts or a lot of stories, you will see that Thanesia and Sayora do not get along. But the thing is the dynamic. I will talk about this because I'm really excited. I don't know when I'm going to show this dynamic yet between them because it just depends on when they want to come together and show this. The way that Thanesia and Sayora work together is so strange, it makes no freaking sense. But essentially, one of them keeps the other alive while the other is trying to kill them, very well knowing that if they kill the other person, they die too. And so what I mean by that is Thanesia keeps all the crystals alive, and she keeps the magic of the crystals alive by being alive. But if she were to die, the power of the crystals would all disappear, and the crystals would disappear themselves too. So Thanesia and Sayora are enemies, hardcore enemies. I will sometimes show them as like sisters or like that they have a good bond and stuff like that because again, different stories. But anyways, my favorite like trope between them is that Thanesia is keeping the dark crystal Sayora alive, but Sayora, being as evil she is and as dark as she is, she's trying to kill Thanesia because she thinks that she could obtain the power of all the crystals, including the keeper herself. But the thing is she thinks, okay, well, I'm gonna have to kill you in order to obtain all that power. But she's not understanding the fact that if she kills Thanesia, then she's going to die too. She's just very ignorant, very power hungry to the point where she overlooks that fact no matter how much Thanesia says, hey, don't do that. You know what I mean? Anyways, I just really love that dynamic, and it is just absolutely perfect. And I'm really, really excited to show you guys all these characters that I have that are based off of crystals, because when you see the way that certain of them interact, it's like crystals in real life interacting, because there's certain crystals that stand for elements such as water, but then you have crystals that cannot touch water, that cannot be near water, that will dissipate if they touch water. So like to show those different dynamics between the crystals and these characters, I am so excited to show you guys. That is pretty much all that I have for Thanesia and Sayora. I'm really excited to show you guys more. But yeah, that is the Crystal Keeper and the Dark Crystal. All right, next we have Yulessa. Yulessa is... I really, really like Yulessa. Yulessa is such a comforting character. Yulessa is what I would call the light. She's the personification of light. She is light magic itself. She is powerful, positive energy itself. And she resides in a realm that's all nothing but pure energy, pure magic, whichever way you would like to explain it. I really liked giving her the color scheme of white and red because like red you don't necessarily like associate with light and positive energy, but I really like showing white and red contrasting because it is just so pretty and it just looks really badass and really powerful. What I love about her power and her ability is that when she is shedding light, her crown lights up as well. A lot of people didn't see that in the first short that I showed of her, and it doesn't necessarily symbolize anything just yet. We're still understanding what the point of her is, and she's still trying to explain to everyone who she is, and she's still finding herself as well. But anyways, I would more of so associate her with being a very, very comforting character. Like when there's darkness within like a human's world or darkness anywhere in any universe, any planet, like she is there. She feels the darkness and wants to get rid of the darkness, and she's willing to help anyone, even if that means that she has to absorb darkness that actually ends up hurting her. But she will do whatever she needs to in order to just shed light to anyone who needs it. And we all know how important that is to me, and like, you know, the comfort that I give my community and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what Yulessa stands for as well, but more of so in a magical sense. We don't have too much on her right now. I don't think her look will change because she looks great just as she is, and I I really, really love her, and I love what she stands for. And she has already uplifted so many people, and she is so unbelievably grateful for that. And she's really happy, and I'm happy with her. And yeah, that is Yulessa. I can go ahead and spoil this now because people already assumed that this was gonna happen. We do have a character who is the complete and polar opposite of what Yulessa is. These two characters live in the same universe but two different realms. So we have Crimson the Dark. I have hung out with her once. We don't really like the look for her just yet. It's just not what we want just yet. At first, the idea and the concept was to make it look like she was always smiling, kind of like to have that kind of villain kind of look, but we both didn't really like that. So we're still working on her and her look, her makeup, her clothing design, like everything like that. So she's chilling out right now. Anyways, so Crimson is everything dark, everything evil, everything like menacing and dangerous. Again, she's the complete and total opposite of Yulessa. Sometimes I'll show them as sisters, enemies, friends, all kinds of stuff. As if I need to explain it anymore with any of my characters. But anyways, Crimson, there is not a single bone in her body that is good or that is nice. And it's great to have those kind of characters because, you know, you don't want them all to just be those kind of like really villainous characters who ends up finding their light. No, Crimson does not want the light. She does not want to touch it. She does not want to look at it. She wants it to be gone. So, you know, the light is trying to vanquish the dark. The dark is trying to vanquish the light. So you have all these potential stories that could happen and unravel. So I'm really excited to show you guys more of them. We just really got to figure out what Crimson wants because we got to fix that. But her color schemes are going to be red and black. That was the character I was talking about that we didn't want to clash with Sayora. But yeah, that is Crimson the Dark and Yulessa the Light. All right, next. Oh. We're going to talk about a character that as of right now, she has only shown her face on TikTok. And that's just because she's a really shy character. And she's not necessarily insecure, but she's just, again, she's very shy, very like homebodied. She'd rather kind of just be on her own. So she is a little shy right now, but we're going to talk about Saphielle. Saphielle is, her sub name doesn't really make sense, but it's just something that just immediately clicked when I met her the first time. And her whole entire title is Saphielle, she who holds the sun. She does exist within the same universe as Lithienne. Lithienne is the keeper of stars. Saphielle is the one who contains and ensures that the sun stays lit. So within this universe, the sun in a different universe, which is Cyrus, is not the same sun as the sun that Saphielle takes care of. So she obtains the power of the sun. She keeps the sun lit. If the sun dies, she dies, and a bunch of stuff happens. I know a lot of people would end up saying, well, the sun is a star, so like, what's the point of Lithienne? In this world, the sun and the stars are completely freaking different. Completely different. And I don't know how to explain that. There is absolutely not much to her. Her look is very simple, very cute, very pretty, very goddess-like, hence why she also exists within the celestial realm. She's a very soft-spoken character. I can't really say too much about her until she comes and sees me again and until I hang out with her again. But yeah, that is Saphielle. Alrighty, next we are going to talk about Razalith the Serpent. At first, Razalith was essentially going to be inspired by a basilisk, but then I just didn't really like that title for her, but Serpent fit a lot better. I've also only hung out with her once. She's still discovering herself, still figuring out what she wants to do. She is also a very gentle character, but she can also be quite menacing. She resides within this type of like gorge that's just a huge cannon full of water, and she likes to haunt people. She likes to scare people, but she's also very comforting to those who end up actually being able to get close to her. But people fear the gorge and they fear the canyon to the point where no one goes to really see her. I have shown a short where she ended up completely erasing her human life, and everyone she loved forgot about her so that she could save the enchanted forest or an enchanted world that she lives in. I love telling stories like that with all kinds of different characters, because you feel different feelings when you explain these same stories with different characters, and you're given a different emotion, you're giving a different perspective, so on and so forth. So I really like telling that story with Razalith, because I really do think that that is something she would 100% do, and she absolutely agrees. Even though she can come off kind of like, you know, serpenty and like scary, you know, even though she doesn't look scary. But I absolutely love her. Love the blue hair. I love the little blue horns that she has. Her white scales all over her body with the white dress works out perfectly. Her magic is beautiful. And I love her so much. She's really cool, and I cannot wait to show you guys more, especially when it comes to like her scary side. But I'm really excited to show you guys more. And there is another character that I, for some reason, really like connecting her to, and that is Nuala the Drake. A lot of people keep coming into my comments, and when they see Drake, they think of something completely different. They think of someone. Anyways, not a lot of people know, but within the huge realm of fantasy, there are a bunch of different types of dragons, and a drake, I'm probably saying that wrong too, but that's just how I've said it growing up. But a drake is a dragon with 4 limbs and no wings. So I just wanted that to be separate from like Phoenix and stuff like that, because if I want to have different dragon inspired characters, and I want them to be inspired by certain specific dragons. However, Phoenix is not inspired by a certain dragon. She's just a dragon. So Nuala, there's not really too much to her. She does a lot of things. There's a lot of shorts that I haven't shown you guys with her yet. So I don't really want to spoil those just yet, because we're still experimenting with her and she's still getting used to showing her face to humans. I absolutely love Nuala's design. Again, I can't tell you guys what's up with the color schemes white and red being one of my all-time favorites, just because it's so freaking pretty, okay? I love the markings that she has that go down her arms. It kind of... How do I explain this? So this sounds stupid, makes no sense. But how I imagine her arms being is, I was like, you know, I don't want to just keep adding the look of scales or anything like that. Like, what if her designs were her scales, but it's not a traditional like serpent reptile scale layout, you know what I mean? So her designing represents scales. And I love the 4 horns she has. I love those horns with all my heart. They are so perfect. They work really well with her white hair, and it's just, she looks great. I love the red graphic eyeliner makeup looks that she does, and overall she's just great. Not much will really ever change about her. She is awesome. She feels great. She looks great, and I love her so much. But I love pairing her and Razalith up, because I often call them the serpent sisters, even though a dragon is typically not really a serpent. But again, this is fantasy, and we don't question anything about it because it is fantasy, and it just makes sense like that. But anyways, I love pairing them together because they just look really great together. The blue versus the red contrasting just looks really well. So I will pretty much often portray them as sisters, because again, it just works really well. But yeah, that is Razalith the serpent and Nuala the drake. All right, next. Oh, there she is. Okay, we're going to talk about a character who I absolutely love. I spoiled this to some people on my live the other day, and I love talking about this character. I'm so excited. I've waited for this for like what seems like forever. Okay, we're going to talk about Rehael, the koi fish mystic fae. Whichever way you would like to say it. The koi mystic, the koi fish fae, the koi fish mystic. Anyways, so I've explained this a few times. Rehael's name, that's just a simple way you can say it, but if you were to say it in the fancy way that I hear, and a lot of people hear this too in their head, which like... hair. Anyways, a lot of people said this, her name in this type of way too in their heads, which made me feel a lot better, because I was like, this doesn't make sense, but now I know it makes even more sense. But how you would pronounce Rehael, if you were in my head, is you would roll the R and say Rehael or Rehael. I said those both the same way. Anyways, Rehael is just an easier way to say it, but I really do like putting the exaggeration on Rehael. Anyways, probably just sounds the same anyways. Anyways, I love talking about her. So she is inspired by a koi fish. And again, just like Thanesia the ram, I wanted to just really dive deep into like characters that are inspired by animals and by other things, because again, you can only have so many fairies and enchantresses and witches and dragons and queens and warriors and everything like that. And koi fish are one of my absolute favorite animals because they just symbolize so much, and I just freaking love them. I can't really tell you why, but anyways. So typically with koi fish, we think of the color schemes white, black, red, orange, maybe sometimes even yellow. But when creating Rehael, I wanted to give her a completely different look. At first we were thinking purple, but then I was like, no, let's do something different. And we gave her blue. And there's a reason why she's blue. And now there's so much to freaking elaborate on. Okay, so we're gonna go to the very first short, the second short that we made with her. And a lot of people saw it, a lot of people didn't. But there's a certain point where not only her crown glows like how Ulysses does, but she also has a splotch on her face that glows as well. And there's a huge reason behind both of those. And so the first short that I showed you guys is that there was a story between her and Xyla, which is not canon at all. Xyla would not do anything like that. So they're not mother and daughter at all. I just really liked showing that dynamic, because showing Xyla in a different kind of light like that, that's like really comforting and very motherly, was so different, and I absolutely loved it, just like a bunch of other people loved it. So it really worked out really well. Anyways, so in that short, Xyla is the queen of this entire enchanted world, and she has these, I guess you could say, like guards, or like her people find this baby koi fish mystic alone by an ancient creek, and they're like, we have to get rid of it, like she can't be here, this is a bad omen to us, like she can't be here, we have to get rid of her. And Xyla's just like, the frick for what? But when she looks over, you kind of see this like look on her face like, oh, okay. But she doesn't have the same mindset as them, because she's like, this is a child. And what we're not seeing in that short specifically is Xyla's mind working and being like, well, duh, it works anyways, but like it's working in such a way that you can't really tell unless I tell you, which I'm telling you right now. Within this baby, this infant that she sees herself, because the way that this child was treated, which I'm about to elaborate on too, she sees herself because she went through the exact same thing growing up. Now, back to Rehael. The reason why she was essentially dumped by the ancient creek is because within the universe she exists in, we have these clans of different types of mystics and different fantasy beings and clans and realms and stuff like that within this universe. And so like there is this clan of koi fish mystics, koi fish fays, koi fish fairies, whichever one you want to say. And they're all typically the same color scheme, white, black, red, orange, like those splotchy, really pretty colors and stuff like that. But when Rehael was born, they noticed that there was something different about her. She's freaking blue. She shouldn't be blue. Koi fish are not blue, naturally. And so by them seeing that she was the first ever koi fish to be born blue, they were immediately like, this is a bad sign. We have to get rid of her. We're going to make her someone else's problem. And besides eating her, they just dump her at a creek where she is found by Xyla's people. Again, this is not canon. I'm just talking about the short. But this is canon to her story, but replace Xyla with a different character that we will not be introducing just yet. And so she is found by this enchantress, by this queen, and is taken in. I love this character so much. What she stands for is just everything that I stand for. And it just makes my heart melt. But anyways, growing up and everything like that with Rehael, she knows that she's different, but the thing is that she has such a huge heart of gold that she doesn't realize that people are judging her. People think she's a mistake. People think that she's a freak in the meanest way possible. And it's again because she has such a pure heart. She's so sweet. She's so innocent. People could be talking face to face talking to her face to face, saying how much of a freak she is, how much of a monster she is, how much she shouldn't be alive and stuff like that. And she will just look at them and smile and just be like, I'm happy you're here. And that's everything that I went through growing up when it came to bullying and harassment and everything. I didn't realize for a good chunk of my life I was being bullied and harassed, and I was not being treated well by people around me. And that's the story I wanted Rehael to have, because she's so unique and she's so different that I really wanted to give her that. And she is not one of those characters who ends up having like this villain arc where she realizes that she's being treated so terribly and then sets the world on fire. No, she always forever remains so kind-hearted, so sweet, no matter how much anyone hurts her. And she embraces how unique she is and how beautiful she is and how just overall she's such a gem. And I just, oh, it gets me all emotional talking about it. Anyways, there is another really special thing that only one person was able to catch on before I could talk about it, and that was funny. But Rehael's name is spelled the way it is because if you rearrange the letters, you will get healer. Not just heal, healer. And that also symbolizes the fact that her own clan threw her out. But the thing is that in some near future, they will actually need her. And they'll need her for her abilities because she's essentially the only one who can help them and heal them, whether it's from something physical, a dangerous attack, or like a disaster of any sort. And by them being so rude to her, they realize, okay, maybe we shouldn't have been like that. Maybe she looks the way that she does because she's a symbol of hope. She's a symbol of healing. She's a symbol of joy, happiness, anything like that. But instead, they decided to say that she is a symbol of something evil, something dark, just because she's different. I really hope that makes sense. I'm getting goosebumps. Anyways, nothing about her will change. I mean, her splotches might change size and like different variations and stuff like that, but overall, the way that she looks will be the same. Her dress will change because she wants something a little bit more, not more. I know what she wants, but I cannot wait to hang out with her again and show you guys all these comforting stories that she brings. And I just, I love her so much. And I really hope that now you guys know that about her specifically. Those who already love her, I hope you guys love her more now that you know what she stands for and her story. Oh, I love her so much. I'm so emotional every time I talk about her because she's probably one of my most meaningful characters. But yeah, that is Rehael the koi fish. Alrighty, next we are going to... I was supposed to talk about this character in the first Get to Know My Characters video, but the thing is, I didn't because she looked ridiculous at the beginning. She said I could say this, but she looked absolutely ridiculous. We're going to talk about Evette, the blue fairy, who showed up for the first time ever in a year. Again, she said I could say this because she agrees. At the beginning, she was not put together. She was kind of scary. But for some reason, a lot of people were like, bring her back, we miss her. You did? She didn't scare you guys? Anyways, so when she came back, oh, she looks so great. She's really pretty. I love the color contrasting between the blue and all the white. I absolutely love it so much. Don't be surprised if you see Rehael wearing what Evette wears now, because they have both agreed, as if they are sisters, that they're going to share that outfit because Rehael loves it so much and Evette is just like, here, have it. So you will see Rehael wear the same thing that Evette wears because it works perfectly for both of them. But anyways, there's not much to Evette at all. She doesn't have a specific story. She has a bunch of just little fairy tales that she likes to tell and stuff like that. I will be pairing her up with a bunch of different characters down the future line. Anyways, we will be seeing her with a bunch of different characters because she wants to meet new people and she wants to meet other fairies and enchantresses, fays, all kinds of stuff like that. Overall, I love the way that she looks now. She looks so much more well put together. The way that she looks now is how I envisioned her in the very beginning, but I just didn't really have much of a way to really get her to that point at that time. But she looks great now. She's so cool, and I can't wait to show you guys more about her because she's just a really, really pretty character. Her makeup is great. Her white eyes are beautiful. Her wings are gorgeous. Her dress is gorgeous. I love everything about her. But that is Evette, the blue fairy. I will go ahead and put this character out there right now just to like tell you guys that's what we're working on. So a lot of people questioned if the elf that's in my video with Phoenix in the song, with the song Survive from Epic, a lot of people were questioning if that elf was going to be an OC, if she was going to be added to the roster. At first, it was a big fat no because I just have a lot on my roster right now. I have a lot of people to keep up with. I have a lot of gods to keep up with. I have superheroes to keep up with, villains, fays, enchantresses, witches, all kinds of stuff, obviously. So at first she wasn't going to be on the roster, but now she has kind of begged to be a part of the Crazy K cinematic universe. So her name is Farron. She will not always look like that. We are definitely working on her look because she wants to look completely different. We kind of want her to have more of the vibe of like Lord of the Rings. Very comforting, very like green, woodland-y kind of ish, because that's what she wants. So we will see her later on down the line. I'm not 100% sure when, but Farron will be making an appearance sometime. Okay, next we're going to talk about a character who I absolutely love. She is just so cool. Her story is awesome. We just started hearing about it. We're going to talk about the Dimension Drifter. A lot of people didn't catch in the Dimension Drifter teaser her name, and that's because there was a script error. I don't know how there was, but there were several errors with that teaser, so I am so sorry. But there was a code that the scientist said, there was a code, yes, a number code that the scientist said, and that translated into letters which spelled out Civis. Civis is the name of the wanted Dimension Drifter. I can finally say that after all this freaking time. Civis is so cool. I have to get comfy to talk about this. So when creating Civis, I was like, I really want like a shape-shifting character. But then I was like, that's so typical. And typically when I think of a shapeshifter, I simply think of someone that can transform into specifically animals. And I wouldn't say someone that can transform into like magical type of beings and stuff like that, because I feel like all of my characters in some way, shape, or form, depending on the story, they are shapeshifters. Like they look human and then they turn into themselves. So that definitely didn't work out. But then I wanted to do something completely different. I was like, I want to shape something new, something different, something unique, and then came up with Dimension. I was just like, I want something that has to do with the dimensions. And then Drifter popped up, and I was like, the Dimension Drifter. Perfect. Because I love the concept of this. It is so freaking cool in my opinion, and it is one of the most unique concepts that I have on hand right now. And so the whole point of Civis is that she can drift to these different universes and these different worlds, but by drifting into these worlds, she immediately is turned into a creature or a person or a magical thing that has to do with that world. And what is so funny is, depending on the world, she could possibly be turned into like a magical donut or something. The possibilities are endless when it comes to Civis and her abilities. But anyways, that's really, really exciting, because that is the perfect way to introduce not only the new realms and universes I want to show you guys, but to also show you guys the new characters. I don't know if anyone has caught on, but with a lot of videos that I've used with the Dimension Drifter, it's how I've introduced you guys to new characters that we have. Which is just so fun and so cool. But anyways, her story is a little complicated. I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to spoil it, because there's a whole entire story. Like, guys, I could give you guys an entire book on this. It is so cool in my opinion. But the whole point of her is that she has this ability that she can't necessarily control, and it's the fact that during certain situations, she drifts off into these worlds and universes. Eventually, she gets the hang of it down the line. But overall, she is being chased and hunted by what is called the Thessalonian army, that is shown in the teaser. And it's because, as Artemis explains, is that she has this type of power that this advanced army is needing, so that they could travel the dimensions, travel the worlds, travel the universes, and essentially take power from those universes as well. Not going to talk too much about it, so that I can like keep you guys on suspense for the full story. But anyways, I love Civis. Civis's like normal look is kind of supposed to give like a vintage-ish look. So I really like the way that she looks, because she looks just so simple. And her in her normal form, I want her to look simple. She has these really cute glasses. She has an off-the-shoulder vintage top with a bunch of belts. She has a bunch of accessories and stuff like that. And what's really cool is that in the Dimension Drifter teaser, there is a scene where it shows a layout of a bunch of different things on a table. And what that was actually supposed to symbolize, not many people caught onto it at all, is that all of those are different things that she has collected from different universes, which is very important to the story. But it does not mean what people would think. It's really weird. But all of those things means something. A lot of those things actually even belong to characters that we already know, but they're not associated to her story. Like Phoenix's egg was there. Vivalda's sword was there, but those characters are not associated to Civis at all. But however, certain characters will be. And another thing I will explain is, so we do see Lithienne in we see the Dimension Drifter Civis as Lithienne, but that's actually supposed to show you guys that Lithienne will be a part of the Dimension Drifter as Lithienne, not as the Dimension Drifter. The voice that we hear at the end where Civis is talking to her and she says, "Are you ever going to tell me your name?" That's actually supposed to be Lithienne, but I used Lithienne's look to kind of use as a placer to show you guys what's coming. That doesn't make any sense, and I'll elaborate on down the line because it's a lot. It's kind of confusing. But yeah, that is Civis the Dimension Drifter. Okay, I think that is it. I won't be surprised if I missed anything. But if I did miss anything, we will add it to the next Get to Know My Characters video. There's a lot coming. There's a lot. So I'm pretty sure we will end up needing to make another video within the next just 3 months. There's a lot. Alrighty, now I gotta scroll to the other spreadsheet. We are going to be talking about not like a bunch, but we're gonna talk about the core universes and worlds that I have, and we're gonna talk about some characters, just some, because then we'd have to be going through like 60 characters, and we're not gonna do that. We're going to go through some of the universes and worlds that I have and the characters that are associated with them. And we're just going to start at the top of the list because I'm going to get confused. Alrighty, the first universe we're going to talk about is Tasselite. Again, that was shown in the teaser for the Dimension Drifter. Tasselite is a world full of very, very, very advanced technology, AI, robots, droids, all kinds of stuff, like evil scientists, all kinds of stuff like that. And it all has to do with just absolute terrifying technology. Like, there are flying cars, like everything is so advanced to the point where it is terrifying, and it kind of makes you question how that world has not exploded yet. But everything is mainly ran by brilliant human scientists, which makes no sense because, you know, everything is made of technology. How are there humans? I'm not telling you guys yet. Specifically, the scientists that we see in the Dimension Drifter teaser, I guess I can spoil this. That is Dr. Meadow, which is connected to Artemis's story, which again, we will see later on down the line. I'm really excited to elaborate on that specifically. Dr. Meadow is very, very evil, very, very small-minded, and very power-hungry. I'm not going to spoil too much about that. But Tasselite, we have Artemis there, we have Dr. Meadow there, we have a bunch of other droids and operations that I haven't shown you guys yet, which is super exciting because Artemis alone opens up this entire story and this entire thing that leads on and connects to like other stories that I've showed you guys. So I'm really, really excited to play that out. But that is Tasselite, the world full of advanced technology, which is quite honestly terrifying. We will talk about Celestana, the blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We will talk about Celestana, the home of the Celestials. So we kind of got like a small glimpse of Celestana and what the actual planet looks like. It's gold, it's very weird looking. I don't know how to explain that. I'm not even going to try. But again, Celestana is where all the Celestials, the gods and the goddesses exist. So there we have Lithienne, we have Saphielle there, and we also have someone who needs to come back. I don't know where she is right now, but she needs to come back. I just think it's because she wants nothing to do with humans right now, but we also have Thea. Thea, the golden goddess, is also a part of that. But Thea is more of so the goddess that overlooks everyone. Like, she is the Hera of goddesses. Like, she is the Zeus of gods. You know what I mean? Anyways. But in Celestana, we will also have the stars. We will have a bunch of different things coming into play. There's not much to elaborate on right now, but that's where all the Celestials and the gods and the goddesses are. I will also go ahead and tell you guys about some universes that we have, but I'm not going to elaborate on them too much because there's characters in them that we have not seen yet that I don't want to spoil yet. But we have a universe or a world called Mohistia. Mohistia is what I would say is the land of the silly fays or the silly imps, whatever you want to say. But it's like, this world is so... It's so fun. I don't really know how to explain it without just getting all like excited about it. But overall, this whole world is like where these like goofy little goofballs are. And not only are they dangerously freaking powerful, but they're silly, they're humorous, and they like, even in freaking serious situations, they are just so funny, and they essentially fight danger by being silly and also extremely powerful at the same time. So I can't wait to show you who lives there. Then we have Thanesia, which this won't make sense for certain things that I've shown you guys. But we have Thanesia, which is the realm of freaks. And how I explain this makes no sense. You would think, oh, maybe Rehael is there. She's actually not. So now when we talk about freaks, we talk... How would I explain this? The realm of freaks is made up of people that are just very unique and very strange. Like, I can't spoil these characters. That's all I'm going to say. We have Thanesia, the realm of freaks. I will show you guys later on down the line. But it's interesting. I promise it is. Next, we are going to talk about Quartzarth. Quartzarth is what I call the crystal sphere. And that is where Sayora and Thanesia are. It is just a giant crystal sphere in the middle of in the middle of butt fart nowhere. So in Quartzarth we have Thanesia and we have Sayora, and we also have all those other crystal characters that are being hidden away right now. And it's just literally just a huge universe full of crystals, crystal towers, castles made of towers, towers made of crystals. Oh my gosh. Anyways, castles made of crystals. We have trees made out of crystals. We have everything made out of crystals, but it looks nothing like it you would maybe think. It's not like houses are made of crystals and like it looks like a city. No, it's literally just towers and towers of crystals that form in certain ways. And it's just really, really cool. I like looking at it in my head. It's so colorful and it's so cool. So that is Quartzarth, where Thanesia and Sayora are. And I can't wait to elaborate more on the characters who are in there as well. And then next is my favorite one. We have Rehael. Rehael is the mystic realm. And how I explain the people that are there are essentially characters that are based off of things, that are based off of animals, that are based off of beasts, so on and so forth. So, of course, we have these guys here. We have Rehael, the koi fish. We have Nuala, the drake, and we have Razalith, the serpent. We're probably missing a lot, but those are just like the base ones that immediately come to mind. So again, there's also some that I'm really excited to show you guys that are based off of animals or creatures, and they're just so cool. They're so different, and I love them so much. Typically, you would think that those would probably belong in Thanesia, the realm of freaks, but these ones I see completely different than those who live on Thanesia. Thanesia is such random people and such random characters that don't make sense, but somehow they do. Anyways, back to Rehael. I am really excited to show you guys more characters in Rehael. Rehael, you could essentially imagine a enchanted forest, but that's the entire freaking world. The entire world is covered in trees. It's covered in different types of trees. You have these trees that sprout fruit that are magical. You have these houses that, like, this is gonna sound so stupid. We have these houses and like these homes that are made out of different things. We have these homes that are made of trees. We have these homes that are made of stones. We have these homes that are made of grass and dirt and like all kinds of stuff like that. We have houses that shift and change due to whoever moves into the homes so that it fits their physique and it fits their power and it fits what they need, so on and so forth. Like all kinds of stuff. I could go on and on about that, but anyways, that is Rehael. And then we have just two more that we will talk about because I don't want to talk about every single universe so far because we're also still rolling out those things. And I don't really want to talk about the universes if we don't have characters that are in them just yet. But we have Vyserth, which is the dark realm. This realm exists within one universe, but it's like half of the universe. So Vyserth is the dark realm where Crimson is. And then we have Azaren, which is the other side, which is the light realm where Ulessa is. And so again, there's that dynamic where there's light and dark, and one of them wants to get rid of the other and the other's trying to do the exact same thing. So it's kind of like having a diagram and you have these two halves, but they're just trying to you know, overcome the other half so that there's only one whole instead of a half. Yeah. So in Vice-Earth, everything is dark, everything is red, there is dark magic flowing everywhere. And another thing that I like to imagine is that there is a barrier between both of the worlds where you can't really break it unless both of them clash at the exact same time. But the thing is that they have to be careful about these attacks that they plan and if they want to go to war essentially together, because then that means that once that barrier is broken, all this magic flows in together and it is just an absolute heaping pile of chaos. So anyways, Vice-Earth, everything is black and dark. There's like these, how would you describe it? There are these spooky, like, dark spirit coils that just like float around and like they whisper and they have creepy voices and stuff, kind of almost like ghost spirits, but they're not ghosts or spirits. But yeah, everything is just dark, everything is evil. You could touch something in there and just immediately disintegrate because of how dark the magic is. And then Azaren, everything again is just the polar opposite. There's beauty, there's light, there's pure energy everywhere. And I love those two worlds, those two rooms, things. But yeah, that is Vice-Earth and Azaren. There's one more I gotta talk to you guys about, but that means that I forgot to talk about a character, so I'm glad I have this in front of me. So the last universe we will talk about is Theatis. Theatis is the realm of spirits. There is a character that I just recently showed you guys in honor of spooky season. She finally decided that she wanted to make an appearance, and that is Ghoulie. I know that sounds hilarious, but it is a huge inside joke between me and my Discord server. If you are not there already, go join it so you can get to see these secrets and these inside jokes unfold. But anyways, Ghoulie is the ghost around here who likes to knock over my lights, likes to make stuff fall, likes to make noise, steal my crown, steal my accessories, steal my clothes, steal everything. And so one day she was like, hey, I want to show myself to these little weirdos who watch your stuff. And I was like, okay, be my guest. Ghoulie is not her full name. It's this... she's gonna kill me for laughing at her. But her actual name is Gulithia. As if there's any difference. But I do like her name. Her name's pretty cool. She is the puppeteer of spirits. I know for a fact she is just ing wherever she is. Anyways, flattering herself. But anyways, Gulithia is the puppeteer of spirits. She controls the spirits. She tells them what to do. She makes the spirits arise from the grave and go scare humans, so on and so forth. She loves scaring people. She loves terrifying the living, and she lives in Theatis, which is the realm of spirits where all the spirits live, which is just the ghost form of things. She is completely separate from the underworld or hell versus the afterlife and stuff like that. Three completely different things. So Ghoulie has nothing to do with Lanira or Lyra, and I think it's best it stays that way because I think she would want to try to duke it out with Lanira and Osonia to show that she's tough shit. But anyways, there's going to be a lot more of Gulithia coming, and she is really excited because she just likes scaring people and she likes playing tricks on humans and people who are alive. She says that the only thing that will change about her is the headpiece that she's wearing because there's a bunch of different stuff she likes to steal. So most likely you will see the crown or anything change all the freaking time because she likes to steal everything from everyone. Not just me, but all the other characters she loves to steal from. So you'll see things change and you'll probably know who she stole it from. But yeah, that is Gulithia, who is the ruler of of Theatis, which is the realm of spirits. I am actually so sad because that is it. That is all that I can talk about right now. And I am so excited to tell you guys all about new characters that are coming up, new stories that are coming, new universes, and all kinds of stuff. I really hope you guys enjoyed me blabbering on about things and about my characters and about the worlds that they live in. Please let me know in the comments if you would like for me to blabber on about anything else specifically. If you have certain questions you're more than welcome to leave them. I'll try to get through some more for the Q&A video that I want to film about my characters and the universes and stuff like that. I just really like talking to you guys about these things because it just makes me happy to talk about it. Sounds so silly, sounds so childish, as I always say, but it's everything that makes me happy, and I'm so excited. We have a lot of characters now. I think we're close to, like, I don't know, like about 60, maybe. I have honestly no idea. According to this list, which has some characters that I haven't really named, mentioned, or shown in a while, we have now, we have about 60 characters, which is absolutely insane because there's right now about 20 in the vault right now you guys have not seen. I'm so excited for. We have new spooky characters. We have new mystics coming. We have all kinds of stuff coming. I'm so excited. And they're so excited to meet you guys, and they're so excited to introduce themselves. But do let me know if there's any characters you would like to see make a return, or any characters you want to see more of, so on and so forth. So if you got through this video, you are awesome. I love you so much. I really hope that you enjoyed hearing me talk. I know this video has been quite long. I'm so sorry. I just really like talking. But yeah, I cannot wait to show you guys. And from here, everything is starting to evolve so much bigger and into so much more detail. So not only do we have these universes, we're going to have pictures of these universes. We're going to have maps of these universes. We're going to have so many things coming. We have characters that are coming up that have their own kind of like speech or dialect when it comes to using powers and using their abilities and stuff. And we have all kinds of stuff coming in. I'm super excited to show you guys because I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really proud of these characters and everything that they do and stand for. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this second get to know my characters video. We'll see how long we last until we need a new one. I'm betting at least 3 months. But I really hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see what chaos brings us next time. I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you so much for loving me, my characters, their stories, their universes, their worlds, and everything about them. It not only means so much to me, but it means the absolute world to them as well. So I will see you guys in the next video, whatever it may be. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, day, night, wherever you may be, and I will see you guys later. Bye!